Hey there, Reilly. Good afternoon. It's Jay here at Rorick Mazda. So please don't laugh. Believe me, I'm never going to have a secondary career in filming or acting or making videos. But I thought that this might be the most helpful, especially as it sounds your schedules are rather busy. You have young kids, is kind of going over the two trim levels that I had mentioned with the CX-5. So just to kind of show you a quick size difference, this is the CX-30 here. The best way that I describe this vehicle is it's a tall hatchback. Unfortunately, with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, I assume with regulations and such, they're probably still in a car seat or a booster seat. There is absolutely no way that you're going to be satisfied, even with a short lease, whether it be 3 years or in Mazda's case, 33 months. It just unfortunately won't work for your needs. So the CX-5 is going to be, however, in the same size category as some of the other things you're comparing, like a Honda CR-V, as well as like a Volkswagen Tiguan. Now, the red one here, this is a 2.5S. I have others available in terms of color. Same thing with the black one next to it, which is a select level. Other color options are available. I'm just using these two because they're side by side to go over some of the trims. One, in terms of safety, if you've read anything about Mazda, the CX-5 just ranked out the safest SUV in its entire segment. You can look that up on the IHS website, as they changed a lot of their crash test ratings, and the CX-5 was the only one to pass. Now, up front, you are going to notice that our emblems are fake. The reason why these are flat is because all of the sonar for your safety items are built behind there. And then you'll see that camera up on the windshield. So this car does have everything from low to high-speed collision avoidance, pedestrian and cyclist detection. LED headlights are entirely standard, so it's going to be like those bright, piercing blue lights you'll see in a lot of like luxury vehicles. Basically, the best way to put it, you'll get an occasional flash or two of someone thinking you're the asshole with the high beams on all the time. Now, LED lights, they can use high and low beams automatically. You have lane assistance, so if you're drifting out of your lane, it will alert the driver and actually correct the steering. Same thing with backup camera. You'll have adaptive cruise control with stop and go. It means the vehicle can drive itself in traffic. And then my favorite safety item, which is the blind spot monitoring system. So there will be these little indicators that light up in each side mirror. And the good news is, if you're part of the 2% of Pittsburgh that knows how to use their turn signal, then what happens is it beeps back at you to let you know you cannot make that lane shift. Now, just kind of going along to the rear here, you're going to see very traditional Mazda kind of goes a little bit more sporty, if you would. You'll have LED taillights. Up under here, you'll see your... Oh, I'm sorry, I just ran into like a screen. You'll see, and now I just hit the wall. Geez, you'd think I'm drunk. And then now you have the tailpipes there. In terms of interior-wise, so this one is locked for no reason, but luckily the window's down. You'll see you're just going to have your standard cloth interior. Mazda is it's like a Japanese meets German kind of brand. So they are trying to sort of mimic what you'd find from like Audi, BMW. So you are going to have, in terms of the screen, an 11-inch screen up on top. Now, it is not touch, so you'll notice this dial behind the gear shifter, so everything is going to be controlled on that dial. So same thing with like your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, whether you're just adjusting radio stations and so forth. Now you'll see standard climate vents there, obviously traditional gauges and so forth. Now, if we go over here to the Select trim, you'll notice visually on the outside, they look the same. In fact, they have the same wheels, same everything. The only difference on the outside is you have what's called privacy glass. So if you see here, these windows are UV tinted, but they're not tinted. Whereas over here, you're gonna see that these windows are dark, so you cannot really see into the back of it. I will say it does help keep the cabin a little bit cooler, but on the exterior wise, everything is the same. So then if you're asking yourself, well, what are the differences? Here's where they start. One is there's a button here on the outside handle. You can use that to lock or unlock the car as long as the key is in your pocket. If I open up the door here, you are going to see that now gone is the cloth seats, and you kind of have a leatherette and a micro suede. It's a stain-resistant, water-resistant kind of suede to make it look like Alcantara for a sportier seat. You pick up a power seat. You'll see up in those windshield pillars, you pick up 2 tweeters for the audio system provided by Pioneer. Down there, you'll now see that instead of just traditional AC, it's a dual zone setup with heated seat buttons there. You'll now see, actually, both have the same. Let me just go back here. And then, unfortunately, the interior lights aren't on, but you'll see vents right there in the back of the console, and that was what I was mentioning with better ventilation and more rear vents for backseat passengers. You do get this fold-down armrest with cup holders as part of the Select, but also hidden in this is 2 USB charging ports, so that way your backseat passengers have the ability to charge devices as well. So again, that armrest and those USB ports are going to be part of the Select. The other one kind of has to deal a little bit more with versatility.